I want to tell you a story about a girl who was accepted into nursing school as a nurse practitioner. And she was determined. She had been wanting to be a doctor for so long. And finally, in the nursing program. And she was taking her semesters. She was thriving. She was doing great. And then suddenly, her mental health got bad, as it did years and years before when she was in human biology major at UC Santa Cruz. She successfully made it through UC Santa Cruz, right? But this time it's like, do I really want to keep surviving? And then COVID hit. And my partner is a ICU nurse. And I saw firsthand what COVID was doing to not only people, humanity, people that were losing their lives, but I also got to see my husband go through what was a very emotionally turbulent time. It was dark. It was dark. The stories he would come back with, man, just wouldn't sit still. I couldn't sit with that. And so I was like, you know what? I think there's something greater and bigger for me right now than forcing myself to go through nursing school. I was in my first semester and I basically decided to withdraw, despite me doing great in my tests and clinicals. I was just ready to let go of this dream finally. And that is when the first time I actually felt and experienced a quantum leap. I didn't know what was going on with me personally, but I know that after I made that choice, a lot of things just started happening. Suddenly my perspective changed. I wanted to have a kid. If anybody knows me, I was the person who was always telling you, I am not going to have a kid. I am not going to have a kid. If I have a kid, I will never have a kid. It was because of trauma that I didn't want to have a child. I was neglected. That's a story for another time. Fast forward to now. I, again, have been experiencing timeline shifts after timeline shifts. And finally, I was able to put a name to it about 2 years ago. And I've been experiencing life through new lenses. I did go through some mental health scares. And it was scary. I've suffered that my whole life, okay? Anyways, the point is that through me noticing and witnessing my actions, just the way people would respond, and I was just flowing with life. And finally, I had that full-time job, and I finally felt like there was so much coming to me. Like there were so many great things happening to my family, and then Spirit is like, there's still something else. And I was like, what do you mean? My life is good. But it wasn't. It was not. There was no equilibrium. Because yes, I was a mother at this point, but I felt empty. There was something that my soul needed. And as a Sagittarius, I was like, oh my God, I'm self-sabotaging again. Like, I got so excited. I need to get on medication. I need stability. Like, stop trying to self-sabotage, right? But little did I start to notice is that like my boss, my environment, just the place I was working at was so toxic and expecting a lot of output for me. Sun in 10th house, Sagittarius, right? So I was just held to it. Like I was just expected to have these things. And again, love, I am not blaming them anymore. Yes, I could have adopted that victim mentality. I take ownership as to I should have stopped. I should have set boundaries. But as a person who came from I'm a Mexicana. I was taught that you work your little booty off. You show up for the man. You do your hard work. You prove it to them that they can't lose you. And then I got my full-time job. I was in a union. And then everything came crashing down. But why? I got to tell you why. Everything crashed down because I gave it permission to. I told the universe, I know I'm not happy where I'm at. I know I know I'm forcing myself to be something, to want something. and to want this material. Yes, the material was there and I was successful. Yes, but material doesn't replace what your inner soul's still asking for. And my soul was just wanting to was just asking for freedom at that point. And so I didn't know it was toxic. My spirits, my guides helped me, along with readers online, like, psychic readers. And let me tell you, if you don't believe in psychic, baby, don't, okay? No one can prove it to you other than you. So that's it, right? The messages I was receiving were confirming what I was getting in my personal readings, my personal tarot readings. And so I just let go. I got Moldavite, and finally I was like, Spirit, you lead the way. I am, again, giving everything to my job. And I get injured through a repetitive movement. And long story short, results come back. I do have a nerve damage. Basically, anytime I engage in like repetitive movements, to this day, I can't paint for too long because my little nerve here will just start complaining, right? My jobs, let's not go into that, but it was a terrible, terrible experience that I had. I have had one other workers' comp besides this one. And I was out for about a week, 2 weeks, I think, with my other job. And they were so beautiful. They let me take care of myself. And guess what? This job couldn't even let me off for 2 or 3 days. They wanted me back at work. Through Concentra. Have y'all been through? And then Keenan, insurance companies. Those insurance companies are awful. They're just there to save the man. And oh, did you see that fire? Oh, yes, I'm so mad. Yes, I'm still healing. Yes, but you know what? Had I not gone through that tower moment, that basically oppression that happened to me, I wouldn't have been able to wake up to the fact that I was just trying to serve a man, a patriarchy, a corporation that just would never had, would want more from me, more. Thankfully, I trusted myself. I trusted my spiritual guidance. I started proving to myself over and over, things over and over started falling into place. And you know what? I got to tell you that trusting yourself is not easy, especially when the whole world is still praising and trying to keep up alive a facade that is so fake that as soon as we start looking away and realizing that it's fake, it will fall. But we need to wake up to our inner power. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Keep shining. Keep shining. You matter. Your spirit matters. And your spirit does not want to stay still. You can make a difference where you're at. I'm not saying you have to lose your job. No, baby. Everybody has a mission here. And that mission is in your birth chart. I have developed and strengthened my psychic medium abilities. Thankful to the people who allowed me to practice on them on live. And so now I'm just here to serve, but groundedly, and to those in alignment or who are looking for alignment with spirit, with your inner world. I want us all to awaken to our own inner power, to our own beauty, to our atomic self, and our spirit is waiting. So if you'd like to book a reading, you could click on the link in bio, DM me. I also do birth chart readings. So if you would like to integrate that into your tarot reading, you can do that in the link in bio. Thank you for your time, and I hope that this resonated with you. And if you're going through a tower moment, baby, we are living between these, and we just have to learn to thrive and experience life within the temperance and the tarot card, because ultimately, love, we are here to learn and transmute. So much love, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk.